All right, all right, all right. What is up, guys? It is TA Tech.
Hello.
Welcome back to another TA Tech News Weekly. We have here Saran from Saturn Bite. What up, man?
Hey, hey, thank you for having me on again. Always appreciate catching up with you, Taylor. It's always fun.
Yeah, man, absolutely. And I haven't talked to you in a bit, so I was like, I gotta get this guy on. It's been a while. So what's been going on, man?
Yeah, I've been good. I've been good. Just been trying to. So a lot of things. Well, I started working now. I was doing well, okay, basically, I was studying before. When I started my channel, I was studying whilst uh, doing the channel. And so I had a lot of free time, a lot more free time. But now it's trying to work and also keep the channel alive. Uh, so yeah, it's just been busy in that aspect. But yeah, just the channel has been going steadily paced. I'm not growing rapid like other channels, but it's fine. I still enjoy making the content, and yeah, I mean, Apple has been weird recently, but I
Yes,
still have a passion. I still have
yes.
a passion for new Apple stuff. It's always exciting.
Oh, definitely, definitely. And speaking about
Yeah.
Apple, they threw a curveball at us today and announced WWDC. It's gonna be June 9th to the
June
13th, is
9th.
it?
Yes, yes.
And I don't think was any devices gonna be on there or just software. It's usually just
Just
software.
software as far as we know, but there is one rumor about the home display, the
Oh,
home hub, I
yes.
guess.
Yep.
So that's a possible hardware release we could see.
That would be awesome, honestly.
I
It's been a
am
long time
looking
coming.
forward to it, but scared of the price.
Yes, definitely hear you on
I
that
feel
one.
like with smart hub devices, like I got a home hub for this is the thing with Amazon and Google, they subsidize their home devices quite a lot, so it's quite often you
Yeah,
can find them for much less, and it makes Apple's smart. Well, we only have the HomePod right now, but it makes them kind of
right.
hard to justify. I think there's a reason why the HomePod Mini is the most popular, and that's because it's cheap. It's
Yeah,
affordable. Like everybody else, really, as much as I would love a HomePod, a full-sized HomePod, justifying spending $300 for a speaker, and I'm not. I
mm-mm.
Even if I was gonna get into, I'm not heavy into smart home stuff. I've got some basic stuff, but if I was, would I rely on Siri for all of that when there's Google Assistant and much better platforms? I don't know. So yeah, it is a bit of a tough sell.
Yeah,
The idea of a home hub makes sense and it's a good idea because like for example in the kitchen whilst cooking, I could technically bring my iPad, but it would be nice to have like a dedicated display there so that I can
yeah,
play stuff or
definitely.
like recipes. And also, I think in the Genius Bar podcast, like John Pross had mentioned about like maybe grandparents like
Mhm.
FaceTiming people. It's quite
Yep,
easy. Like, instead of an iPad that has a complicated UI, this just has like simple functions. And so FaceTiming off this, and so there's a dedicated device that stays on their desk. Like,
yeah,
yeah, there are use cases, but it's just the price tag. The price tag's
yeah.
the worrying aspect.
One thing, and I don't think anybody has said this, but one thing I've been thinking about when it comes to the home pad, I guess you could call it, is that I mean, I know FaceTime has the whole tracking feature, but I think Apple could do one better and put a rotational thing so it can actually follow you around.
Yes, yes, like the old
And
iMac. Yeah.
yeah, I would love that because I feel like the whole tracking thing with FaceTime and whatnot, it only tracks you to an extent. So having that, being able to twist the device around, I mean, yeah, not completely
That
do
would
a
be crazy. That would
360,
be really good. But
but
also price, that scares me. If it's got like a
yeah,
robotic arm, basically,
yeah,
like that should
yeah,
scare me pricing wise. But it
yeah.
would be cool, obviously. It would be really cool. Yeah.
What are your hopes on like pricing and functionality and stuff like that?
Ideally, this is very optimistic, but ideally, I wish it was like $200, like right in
Mhm.
between HomePod Mini, HomePod, $200.
Yep.
But I just know for a fact because it's going to run we're hearing rumors it's going to run Home OS, like there's a new operating system. There have been rumors, like, the robotic arm I just said, there have been rumors
Yep.
about that as well. So that sounds like a 300 or like $400 like home hub device. Usually Apple does outprice the competition by quite a bit. Like
Right.
a regular smart speaker. Like you can get the full size Deco for like $89 or something like that. But
Right.
the HomePod is 300. So if like a Google Home Hub, there's Home Hub devices, they're like 149, I think. So
Mhm.
it's possible
Mhm.
that Apple could go to 400 and like that's the thing. Okay, if it's $400, which is a possibility,
Yep.
why not just buy an iPad?
So true.
Okay, I didn't just say yes, it would be nice to have a dedicated device, but I would only like having a dedicated device if it was cheaper. Like if I'm better off getting an
At
iPad, then I just get an iPad. Yeah,
at that point, just make the stand for the iPad and call it a day.
Pixel tablet, like the Pixel tablet. Yes, yes.
Exactly. Exactly. Because
Actually,
we already
I've
have
actually thought that like instead of having a home like a dedicated device, yeah, just make a stand that's also got speakers built in, and just
exactly.
put that in. Boom. Yeah.
Exactly. Honestly, when I first heard of it, that's what I thought was gonna happen. And then I
Right.
started watching more videos and more leaks and rumors, and then that's when I heard about the rest, and I'm just like, this is gonna be higher than expected." Because honestly, if they were just to make the speaker for it, I would say price it at like 99 bucks, like, the
Yeah,
HomePod
like
mini.
ideally an iPad. Basically an iPad dock,
Yeah,
like the iPod
yeah,
dock and iPad dock, $99. That sounds about like if that had like the audio of a HomePod Mini as well, like I'm
mhm,
guessing it would be relatively massive depending on the iPad size. So I think
yeah,
matching the audio of like a HomePod Mini and giving you like maybe you dock it and then you can maybe turn the UI into like a simplified UI that's like a Home Hub device. I mean, I don't know. There's a possibilities there, but
right.
I think
What
that
are
is
your thoughts
probably okay.
what are your thoughts on iOS 19?
Okay, iOS 19. So we're hearing about like a Vision OS redesign.
Mhm,
I'm looking forward to. Obviously, I understand the criticism that Apple should focus on fixing bugs first. Like there's a huge there is a like a bug issue or like just in
mhm,
general software quality issue because just
yep,
coming back to the Home Hub quickly, Apple Intelligence has been delayed. And so
yeah,
like
yeah,
a smart hub device that relies on those smart functions not being able to run Apple Intelligence, that's a big issue. But in general, like Apple has fumbled with their software as of late and
mhm,
has been giving us like vaporware basically.
right,
So
right,
yeah, basically, I can understand the argument that they should focus less on flashy upgrades and just give us an iOS 12 year, maybe like just give us bug fixes.
yeah,
But the techie inside of me also would like a redesign because I mean it would be really exciting. I mean, I still
I
vividly remember the iOS 7 days, like first
yeah,
time seeing that and interacting with it. So something like that, you know.
I think they should go for a minimal redesign, um, and mostly consider on working on bugs and whatnot,
Bugs.
and, you know, little refinements here and there.
Yeah.
A lot of people on X have been going off on the whole redesign, to which point I say add it as an option, and whoever wants to stay on what we have now can stay, and whoever wants to move can move. You know what I mean?
That
Like,
would be nice, but that's not the Apple way.
yeah, it's not the
Like
Apple
I think
way,
if
but you know what? I think 2025 is the year for new things. So, Apple, if you're hearing this,
yeah, please consider that. I
yeah.
mean, it would be nice with an Android. For example, one of the big rumors is that we're going to see circular icons. And to be honest, I like the look of it. There's been like
Oh
renders and
yeah,
stuff. It looks
yeah,
nice, but they could just give us a choice, like between squircle and circular icons. Like that's what you do on Android. You have the choice to like do any shape basically.
right,
So obviously, you don't. I understand iOS is not that customizable, but it would be nice to see like at least choose between squircle or circle icons.
right, right.
Yeah.
And you know, like I said, if they were to give us an option, um, I mean, I think it would be nice. Um, and I like how they actually did it though. Um, I just wonder for the people who have their home screen zoomed in, because I know like my parents do. I
Oh
wonder
yeah,
how that's gonna work out, like how that's gonna look. Um,
Yeah. I
but
mean, and also they removed the icons in a lot of the
did
like
you
they removed the icons in a lot of the renders I've seen. I'm not sure how, as you said, like parents probably would like to have icons. No, sorry,
yeah.
not icons, labels. My bad. Labels.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see iDevice Help's video on iOS 19 and the new thing he's been working on? Um,
I've just seen the models that he leaked of iPhones, like the physical models he had, but I
yeah.
haven't seen any of the software stuff.
If you go onto his video, in the description, you'll see a link. Show it off here on the podcast. I would.
Very secretive. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he made a video on it, so I
Yeah,
think
he did make a video. Okay, I'm surprised. I'm completely oblivious to this. I did not know. Wow.
really. So this is iOS 19, right?
Oh, okay, okay.
And then so if you go to this website, you could just fill it in, put $0, I want this,
I
and
want
then it'll
this.
send to your email.
Oh,
And
okay, okay.
literally you can test things out. The only
Wow.
thing that I think that's working right now is the camera app and the settings app. He still has to turn on everything else. But it gives you a good idea of how things will look and run and stuff like that. The setting app looks absolutely stunning, I think. So I
So
think
like what translucent? I like translucent background. I'm guessing like
yeah, yeah.
Vision OS. Yeah.
No, I definitely hope it's gonna be exactly like that because that's just so clean the way he did it. It kind of brings me to can't think if it was iOS 6 or 7 with that glossy look to I
Yeah.
think that honestly, I think that should come back just to give it some depth. I think would be kind of cool. Kind of like what we have on the Mac. That kind of icon should come to iOS.
iOS. Yeah, yeah.
You know what I
It's
mean?
more it's more like skeuomorphic, right? I don't know.
Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah.
skeuomorphic is like how wait, skeuomorphic is when it looks like the old iOS 6, like if you open like the settings thing would be an actual cog. Like it's more like real life,
Yeah,
like the
exactly.
actual object. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay.
Exactly. So I think that would be, kind of interesting. Um, and I like how what they added with the camera. They added some new features and, just a whole
I did see John Prosser's video.
yeah,
He showed off. Yeah, that looks really cool. The new
yeah.
camera layout that looks really cool. Yeah.
I think that was a long time coming. I mean, I don't know why we haven't had something like that
To be
for
honest, one thing that's always been, I hope they fix this in iOS 19, but why are the camera settings not in the camera app? Why do we have to go in the settings app and then like dig through the app section? Like just put everything in the
because that
setting in
because
the
that's
camera app.
the
I mean,
Android way.
that's yeah, yeah. Like we can't do no Android. We just can't follow Android.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. I mean, either way, I I wish that they would bring that. That would
as
be
someone
more
who I was really glad at least they, you know how I think the iPhone 10R, 10s first brought this, but you know how you can change the like to 4K and then like 24, 30, you can change it in that was such a blessing because as
yeah,
someone who was recording, like he records a lot of like footage on my iPhone, just being able to at
right,
least do that directly in the app, that was great. But I
yeah,
would like to see more. Yeah,
definitely, definitely.
yeah.
I haven't really heard about any of the other OSs as much as I've heard of
So
iOS
the
19.
rumor is, Gurman says for design consistency, we're going to see this Vision OS redesign on every platform. The
No,
iPad OS, Mac OS, iOS. That's probably the most appealing aspect because, yeah, as you said, Big Sur was a redesign for the Mac, but that redesign never came to iOS, iPad OS. So it's kind of as a company who cares a lot about like consistency and everything being well
yeah,
perfect, they kind of have dropped the ball when it comes to software because
yeah,
Mac OS and obviously they feel very similar. I'm not saying they're very like drastically different, but
right,
they also have some changes, like some design changes that we never like. macOS has some design changes we never saw with iOS.
right, right.
Having some design consistency, that would be nice.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. I'm not sure how I'm gonna plan my content for that day because it's always on a Monday and I'm always busy doing something.
Yeah,
So
And also trying to download the beta as well, that's another we'll see, yeah.
Yeah, so that's gonna be fun, but I'm
Actually,
I'm
I got
hyped.
an well, temporarily, I didn't have an iPad because I kinda wasn't using my iPad, but then I missed having an iPad, so I got an iPad Air, but that can now be my beta testing device. I will just use that for beta testing.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
because
Kind
like, an iPad, I don't rely on as much as my phone and Mac. Especially
Yeah,
my Mac, I would never even risk putting a beta on my Mac. The
yeah,
iPhone maybe, if I'm
yeah.
feeling a little, like,
I don't
adventurous, I might, but yeah.
I don't even run betas at all anymore. Um,
Uh,
I've
I
had
wish I was that well,
trouble.
it does depend, but because well, if I'm being honest,
I
content-wise, I
was
wanna get a video out and also, like, curiosity, like, I wanna see how the software is.
so I have one of, eh, olderish phones. It's still, in the lineup of
Yeah.
software support. Um, and I use this as my camera all the time for live streams,
Oh,
and
so this is off the which iPhone is this?
if I tell you, you are not gonna believe me.
Oh, no. Oh, wait, is it gonna be something really old that, like, is insane?
Yes,
It does sound it looks really to be honest, I thought that was just a webcam, okay, can I guess? Can I guess?
go for it.
Uh, is it the iPhone 10R? I think it's the iPhone 10R, right?
Boy, you are right on the money.
No, okay, to be honest, I think I remember you mentioning this to me or like reading. I remember this like I remember this. That's why it's not like a wild guess.
Yeah,
I do remember this.
yeah.
It does look very good. It
I
does look
had
very good.
I had an iPhone 8.
It's a blue iPhone 10R, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Okay, I remember that now. Yeah,
One
okay.
of my favorite colors.
Yes, yes, yes. Okay,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
besides the red, which I'm kinda disappointed that we have no more.
Oh yeah,
Um,
front row just randomly, yeah, died. Wow.
it crazy. Um, Apple, bring that back too, please. I
Yes,
would love a red iPhone again.
but also,
Uh,
yeah, I'm a big fan of the lighter blues, like Sierra Blue 13 Pro, Blue 10R.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I actually got this a couple months ago, and because I only had one device, I only had my main device, and that was a pain in the butt to actually try to plan a live stream when nobody's gonna call you and stuff like that, because every time somebody called, the camera would shut off, and then I would
Oh.
have trouble getting it back on. So this one, I don't have anything on it. Um,
Oh, okay, okay, fair.
it does mirror my other devices, which sometimes when I get FaceTime calls and stuff, it'll pick it up.
Yeah, because I was about to
Yeah,
say you can just leave it on Do Not Disturb permanently, but the thing
yeah,
is, because it switches Do Not Disturb on every device, that's the annoying thing.
yeah, yeah. So
Yeah,
that's why I don't do it. And then
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't think continuity cam would work um, if I had do not disturb on,
Oh, okay, I did not
unfortunately.
know that.
So
Oh,
that
okay.
was another thing. Um, so yeah, uh, this is the only actually, I can't even say that because my parents still have, iPhone. My dad still has the iPhone 12 Pro. I'm trying to convince him to upgrade, but, whatever. Uh,
Honestly, if the iPhone still works, like keep like one thing I've kind of realized is that I guess it's like inspired by Drew, you Taylor to Tech. Like
yeah.
I feel like I was always on like trying to get the cutting edge, trying to get the newest and latest and greatest,
Mhm,
but
mhm.
I guess I've come to that point in life where I'm not that excited by the hardware. And I'm not saying so for example, I still think the MacBook Air and the new iPad, they're great deals, and I was excited to see those announcements, but it's not like I
Yeah.
had to have them. Like I don't need to
Right.
have them immediately. Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people, from my understanding, buy the device and then review it and return it.
Oh,
Um,
I've done that. I will be completely frank. I've done that. I have done that.
yeah. So
I know ethics and morals. I know people say like a lot of things, but here's the thing: Apple, at the end of the day, isn't complaining about the return, and they're also
Neither
a
are
very
you.
large company. They're a large company, and
Yeah.
yeah, and
Yeah.
also yeah, like at the end of the day, I just want to make content for my channel, and I can't afford to keep everything. So
Yeah, definitely.
As long as if Apple says if Apple ever says, "Okay, you can't return things," then of course I will stop returning, but they don't know they never stop me, so I'm just gonna take
Right,
advantage of it.
exactly. So, what are your thoughts, on how this event is gonna be? Do you think they're gonna change anytime soon to the way that they used to do it, live events, or do you think it's just gonna be the way it has been for
I think, yeah,
I
it's
don't know how
gonna
many
be the
years
way
now?
it has been, and that's kind of unfortunate, especially this year because there were some predictions and I thought this made sense. Apple Intelligence obviously has been a massive failure. Like it's a
Mhm,
massive failure, and so
mhm,
directly talking to people live about this, and like just say if they were gonna, they're probably gonna talk about Apple Intelligence and
mhm,
demo things, and I think it's best that they do a real event where they demo it live. I know
mhm.
that does increase the chance of things going wrong, but like now people think Apple Intelligence is vaporware, like
Right,
vaporware. There you go.
right,
Like people don't think, yeah, people don't think it actually exists. And to be honest, right now it does seem like that. Like it seems like what we were showing are just concepts, and
right.
they don't actually have any working version of Apple Intelligence. So they need to prove to us that they actually do have this technology, at least on an internal basis. And so live demos is the way to do it. And
Definitely.
also another thing with WWDC, I still prefer having all events live, but at least with the hardware stuff and like the small, like I understand them like shooting a quick video, event style video for a
Mhm,
hardware release, especially one that's minor, that's fine. But WWDC is very interactive in that developers are a big part of the experience. And so
mhm,
them being there and also, yeah, again, the live demo aspect, I feel like for software,
mhm.
it does help it being live. I would appreciate that.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
And to be honest, for Vision, Vision is kind of a shame that I know you can argue Vision Pro, like the aftermath, did it become a big thing or not? But in the moment, it was an exciting product, and I wish it was revealed on stage to get people's reactions. Like the iPhone event is so iconic because we hear people like in the background just going, like, okay, I don't want to swear, I was about to swear, but like, wow, like that's crazy.
Yeah,
That like I want
yeah,
to hear that like that astonishment. Yeah.
yeah. No, I did too, and I even made a video about, how things would go, and I see, the thing is, and I heard that we would get a semi, live event, and I would really like that if it was, like, kind of, um, live and virtual at the same time, if that makes
So
any sense.
what they do at WWDC, what they do is that they do, and for other events, they bring press and they watch it just on a big display. So do you want that like telecasted, like their reactions,
Yeah,
watching the
yeah,
fair, fair?
yeah.
That
I
would be
think
good.
that
That
would
would be
be
good.
cool.
But another thing, I mean, how I said WWDC is quite
Or
interactive. Like there are, okay, go ahead, sorry.
sorry, or add in sound effects so that it it potentially you make believe that people are watching and stuff like that, you
I
know?
don't think I'll be honest. I wouldn't like that. I feel like because it felt um like the reactions they feel more natural. They need to feel more natural. I feel like it would be
Yeah,
kind of annoying. There's knowing Apple, they'll add a clap at like every moment or something. Like, finally, we've added, we've added like
yeah,
five,
they
six
would.
G, and then like everybody goes crazy. Yeah. So,
Yeah,
and also with
um,
WWDC, another great thing was in previous years was Craig is naturally quite funny.
mhm,
And as is like a lot of like the interactions with the like Apple team and the crowd, like there's like funny moments, right?
yeah,
Those are just natural, like in the moment things that are best about the live events. So
yeah,
at least for WWDC, I really hope that we eventually go back. And I think this year, especially with Apple Intelligence and them having to prove people wrong, essentially, they've got a lot to prove right now.
definitely,
It would have been
definitely.
the right moment to make this live and like show off Apple Intelligence with live demos.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
you just make a big splash.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Um, so, what are your predictions and, what would you like to see happen, um, with this new event and how it's gonna go?
So with WWDC, iOS 19, I want to, okay, I'm asking a lot here, but I want to redesign, but also maybe some bug fixes, or like just general stability.
Mhm.
If you had to ask me which one I'd prefer, I think I'd still say stability. Like, I
Mhm.
don't mind if we just get an iOS 12 year and we just focus on stability. But if
Yeah.
they redesign, please focus on everything being consistent, like every software being
Yes.
consistent.
Yeah.
And just I'm hoping obviously the first build would be rough if it's a redesign, but I'm hoping that like bugs aren't a massive issue.
Right.
And then hardware-wise, obviously the Home Hub being priced appropriately for an Apple product, obviously it won't be very cheap, but like 199
Mhm.
feels right, I would say. So hopefully something like that. And
Yeah.
maybe a Mac Pro. A Mac Pro is something we
Ooh.
usually see at WWDC.
Yeah.
There's not been rumored as far as we know, but it's like a usual like WWDC announcement. So
Yeah.
that would be
Yeah.
nice to see. But yeah, I think that's about it for hardware and software.
Yeah. I think so too. Um, so I mean, it's happening and I cannot wait. It's gonna be well, they usually hold their events uh at like 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific, is it?
Yeah,
Something
yeah.
like that. So I cannot wait, and I think do you think there's gonna be any events or anything before then though?
I don't
Like,
think so because AirTag 2 is the only rumored product that we were supposed to see during spring that hasn't come out yet. But
yeah,
I've always said AirTag I think makes sense to release with the iPhone.
mhm,
Um, I think we're going to see AirPods Pro 3 this year. So iPhone 17, AirPods Pro 3, AirTags all together because I always feel like and the Apple Watch as well because those are
yeah,
like the three ultimate accessories for the iPhone. You could say like the
correct,
AirTag, Apple Watch, AirPods. So it makes sense to group them together.
right,
And I think honestly, that's it for Apple this year in terms of hardware. After that, maybe MacBook Pros later in the year, but like there's nothing else that's being rumored. The Home Hub, I don't think we'll see before WWDC. And to be
right,
honest, there's even a possibility it gets unveiled but doesn't ship till much later because of Apple Intelligence today. So like they might just show us a preview of that
yeah,
at WWDC.
right.
Um, and no Vision OS, sorry, no Vision Pro update for now. So yeah, I think. We've actually surprisingly we've already actually had a lot of refreshes at the beginning of the year, like, that usually doesn't happen, but
Yeah, definitely,
yeah.
definitely. I mean, and again, I think Apple is throwing a lot of curveballs, with a lot of unexpected things. I mean, we know more or less when it's coming, but we never know exactly what day or, what
What
time,
day, yeah, yeah.
you know what I
I'm
mean? Like,
actually
we never.
I'm from a content creator perspective, I do like the site drops because
Yeah,
having to watch an event and then, like, try and write out every, like, key spec and then, like, go record a video is a bit of a hassle, whereas
yeah,
with the event drops, like, everything's available immediately, so, within
right,
5 minutes, I can just quickly go through the page and see the key changes, then start recording.
right.
And to be honest, because I think with tech in general, there's not a lot of huge surprises anymore. Like I know
Exactly.
Apple stuff doesn't leak, like we don't get official renders before release, but
Mhm, mhm.
we usually know what to expect. And so I don't mind if the future like I'd rather have event drops than these pre-recorded videos. Like if we're
Oh,
gonna
yeah,
have an
for sure.
event, make it live.
For
If you're not
sure.
gonna have an event, then just do drops.
A
Like I
absolutely.
don't mind. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Man, it was great having you. I know we're short on time,
Yeah.
you know, but I really appreciate you taking the time to come on. And
No
hopefully we can
worries.
talk either before or after WWDC.
Cool.
I'm wicked excited for this event. It's going to be jam packed.
Apple
And
event is always exciting. As much as we complain, an Apple event is always exciting.
yes, yes,
Yeah,
and I can definitely say that it's kind of. I think Apple events receive more hypes than any other event that I've
I
seen.
agree. Yeah, I agree.
Um, I mean, we don't really see videos, or should I say, we rarely see videos of people talking about Google I/O, Samsung events, and stuff like that. Um, Granted, yeah, I wish there was more for competition purposes, but I think that honestly, the way Apple does it is just amazing. One thing I am gonna say, and I say this all the time, I really, really hope that they do not go the route of having an event, um, go live and then having all the creators drop their videos.
Yeah, I don't
Because
think Apple would, because if I'm gonna be honest, quite bluntly, that is a stupid thing that other companies do. Like it's so stupid, it makes no sense. I don't think Apple would ever do that
I
because they
say
want,
I say this every
yeah.
year. I say this every
Yeah.
year,
Like,
because
why have a flashy event
it
and spend money on an
grinds.
event if you're just going to get creators to drop it? Obviously, I'm gonna like, no offense, Samsung, I'm not gonna sit through your like 1 hour presentation when Marquez can just sum everything up in 10 minutes. Like, I'm just gonna watch that. Like, why
Exactly,
would I?
exactly. But I will say he makes one of the best videos when stuff comes out. So I that he's
Yeah,
one of my
yeah,
favorite
yeah, yeah.
creators to watch. Um, so much so that whenever I am watching an event and I see his notification pop up, I'm like, "I'm gone. Bye."
Fair enough,
So
fair enough. Yeah, he's an OG. He's an OG.
definitely, definitely, man. So where can people find you?
So surround by, you can see, oh, there. You see the name surround by, that's the handle on most platforms. YouTube, obviously the main one. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, I rarely use, but you can check that out as well. Yeah, surround by.
Awesome. Awesome. Man, like I said, it was great to have you, and I really hope to catch up
Thank
with you
you.
soon.
Yeah,
Guys,
yeah,
we hope you
same.
guys enjoyed this short podcast. And with that being said, we'll see you guys in the next one. And don't forget to subscribe to our
Subscribe, GTA
channel.
Tech.
We'll have the links down in the description. Peace out, guys.